Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. American Comics. Obtains the God of all worlds trading system, and becomes a god. Chapter 1. Ding, the binding of the 10,000 worlds God trading system is successful. Ding, the host's body has been transformed, and all values have been improved to perfection. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have obtained the status of a god, currently at level 0. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have obtained the Novice Gift Pack, Space-Time Gate. After traveling through 17 years, I finally got the system. Inside the apartment, Shi-Yun heard the crisp and pleasant system prompt sound and sighed with satisfaction. Shi-Yun, who is currently a freshman at Zhongcheng High School, was finally reminded of his existence by his Blue Star mother in his previous life on the first day of school, and was extremely lucky to awaken Goldfinger. God knows how depressed he was when he traveled through time and found out that this was the Marvel world. In this world, let alone those super criminals who have no rules and scientists who conduct various dangerous experiments, even superheroes will accidentally hurt passers-by when they are carrying out heroic rescue missions. This shows how dangerous it would be for an ordinary person if he is particularly unlucky. What's more, a boss named Thanos will come to Earth in a few years, and after that, there will be the super villain Kong the Conqueror. Shi-Yun was terrified and had a phobia of not having super abilities. Even if there was a blonde beauty named Gwen in his class, it would be hard for him to be happy. If he remembered correctly, the school was not very safe, as Dr. Lizard might break into the campus to look for Peter. But fortunately, he now has the system. According to the introduction of the system, he seems to have obtained the status of a god. System, what is the status of a god? Replying to the host, the status of a god is the level of strength. According to the combat power, there are 10 levels. Level 0 Extraordinary Level, 0. Level 1 Army Breaking Level, 1000. Level 2 City Breaking Level, 5000. Level 3 Country Destroying Level, 10,000. Level 4 Surface Level, 50,000. Level 5 Planet Level, 100,000. Level 6 Godfather, 500,000. Level 7 Universe, 1 million. Level 8 Multiverse Level, 5 million. Level 9 All-Powerful Level, 10 million. Level 10 OAA, 100 million. What is the number behind it? It is the experience points required for upgrade. Hiss, there is even OAA. This is an infinite upgrade system. Shi-Yun's eyes lit up when he saw the last level 1. As we all know, the concept of Marvel was created by OAA, which includes infinite multi-universes, and in the multi-universe, there are infinite single universes. So Shi-Yun is a tiny water molecule in the ocean, a tiny and pitiful one among countless water drops. But if he follows the upgrade route of the system, he has the possibility of transcending Marvel. How can Shi-Yun not be surprised? Shi-Yun took a deep breath and suppressed his excitement. Don't worry, set a small goal first, and become a single universe first. System, how can I get experience points to upgrade? The host can obtain various abilities and experience points by trading with the characters of the 10,000 worlds. System, let me check my personal panel to see what's in it. Yes, the panel is open. Trading system for all worlds gods. Name, Shi-Yun. Race, God. Level 0. Experience, 0. Power, 1. Trading. Complete the trading content and get trading rewards. Specify trading conditions. Ability, items, body, life. 2. Prayer. You can hear the prayer sound from all worlds. 3. Annihilation. The destroyed target can be completely disappeared among all things. 4. Immortality. Immune to general diseases, poison gas, etc., with physical self-healing ability, and can be continuously enhanced with the level increase. Reward, 1. Space-Time Gate. Possess the ability to travel through the world. Ability, none. Backpack, 0. Oh, now I know, it turns out that this is the trading method. After reading the introduction to trading in power, Shi-Yun gradually understood. Shi-Yun suddenly asked, System, didn't you say that I can hear prayers from the 10,000 worlds? Why can't I hear them? Reply to the host, this needs to be turned on or off by the host, and it is currently turned off. Then turn it on and try it. Yes, as the ability was turned on, some ethereal, non-worldly sounds slowly entered Shi-Yun's ears from far to near. Because of the system, Shi-yun was able to understand different languages in the 10,000 worlds, and automatically mastered the pronunciation and spoken language of the languages, allowing him to communicate with different people. Save me. If there is a God in this world, please ask a soft-hearted God to save me. Shi-yun heard the prayer and looked over with concentration. His sight passed through endless time and space and fell on a woman who was wearing a feathered cloak embroidered with colorful butterfly patterns, with pink and emerald butterfly hairpins on her jet black hair, and was now lying in a pool of blood. Opposite her stood a man with white hair, wearing a black cloak, and sneering. Shi-yun felt that the two people looked familiar, but he was not sure. I can save you, but what can you give me? Who are you? Some soft-hearted god. Name, Butterfly Kanae. Possessions, Sun Blade, Flower Breathing. Optional trading contents, Sun Blade, Flower Breathing, Body, Life. It's Demon Slayer indeed. No wonder the style of these two people looked familiar to him. But what surprised Shi-yun even more was that he could still see the other party's information, so that he wouldn't be cheated in future transactions. Lying on the ground, Upper String 2 Doma had been fighting for most of the night, and after hearing the strange voice in her mind, Butterfly Kanae forced herself to cheer up. Is it Doma's ability? Kanae held the knife and tried to stand up. Still holding on, it's really touching. Doma stood on the opposite side with ease, and his eyes were full of malice as he watched the painful struggle of Kanae. He liked to torture his prey slowly before he died, watching him fall into despair, so that he could reach the peak of pleasure when he completely ended his life. What are you still holding on to? Wouldn't it be nice if I could eat you and live forever with you? In this way, I can lead you to salvation and get rid of this painful and mediocre world. Doma's tone was calm. In his opinion, all the futile struggles of mankind were empty and meaningless. Rather than turning into dust, it is better to be eaten clean by him, so that I can live forever with him in another form. My persistence is something you, as a ghost, will never understand. Kanae held the knife and half knelt on the ground. She had no fear of death, but only regrets in her heart. She regretted that she could not go back to see her sister as agreed, regretted that she had not been able to open Kanao's heart, and there were many regrets. She could not realize them. Now she didn't even have the chance to wait until dawn. If you want to live, make a deal with me. You are not an illusion. Kanae was very sure that this should not be Doma's ability, otherwise, Doma would not have no other expression. This is not an illusion. It is understandable that she was confused just now, but now, she is awake. Definitely, don't you want to trade? You are going to die. What can I trade? If you trade, can you kill the ghost on the opposite side? Definitely. As for the content of the trade, it includes rare ability, the most valuable and precious items, and the precious body, your life. The previous part is easy to understand. What Kanae can think of now is the breathing method she knows and the Nichiren sword in her hand, but the precious body. What does this mean? Kanae looked at the approaching Doma, gritted her teeth, and replied in her heart. I trade. I will use the Nichiren sword in my hand. Sorry, the trading conditions are determined by me. What? Kanae's eyes widened. Determined by the other party. Doesn't that mean that if the other party wants her life, she can't resist? Doma saw Kanae's expression suddenly change and stopped. I thought you were really not afraid. What do you want? Kanae stared at Doma, but in fact she was distracted. Since this is the first transaction, I'll take your breathing method. Shi-yun specified flower breathing as the transaction condition. If I trade breathing method, will my ability disappear? No. The transaction conditions are copy, occupy, and plunder, and Shi-yun can choose freely. Okay, I agree. Ding, Butterfly Kanae initiated a transaction application. Transaction content, save Butterfly Kanae. Do you agree? Agree. Ding, the transaction is completed. Transaction object, Butterfly Kanae. Transaction content, save Butterfly Kanae. Transaction conditions, flower breathing. How are you going to save me? Hearing that the transaction was completed, Kanae asked hurriedly. Shi-yun stood up, used the time-space gate obtained from the novice gift pack, and began to designate a journey. Hello, are you still there? Kanae didn't hear the other party's answer, and she couldn't help but get anxious. Could the other party be a liar, teasing her? However, the next second, a clear voice appeared in her ears. It will take time for me to get here. Kanae turned her head suddenly and saw a young man with a sunny and handsome appearance, full of charm and unique temperament standing beside her. You are some soft-hearted god. It's me, I'm here to complete the transaction. Doma's eyes narrowed as he looked at Shi-yun, who suddenly appeared. Who is it? Reinforcement. Doma frowned slightly because he didn't see any Demon Slayer Corps logo or Nichiren sword on Shi-yun. Shi-yun looked like a student in school, without any threat. But he did appear suddenly, and even he didn't notice it, which was very strange. Be careful, he is Doma, the upper rank too, who has a blood demon art that can freeze and create ice crystals. The speed is very fast, and he can also regenerate the body. Unless you cut off his head, he will never die at night. The weakness is the sun and Nichiren sword. Kanae was worried that this unknown god didn't know Doma's ability and would suffer when he took action later, so she hurriedly explained the information. Really a reinforcement? Then let me see if you can take her away. Doma took out a fan, and under the activation of the blood demon art, a layer of cold white ice crystals appeared on the fan surface. Use my sword. Kanae forced herself to stand up and was about to hand the sun blade in her hand to Shi-yun. But Shi-yun refused. No. Shi-yun stretched out her index finger and pointed it at Doma on the opposite side. Doma's eyes changed, full of dangerous coldness, and at the same time, he fanned Shi-yun with a fan, blood demon art lotus leaf ice. A lotus-shaped ice crystal appeared in the air and rushed towards Shi-yun quickly. Once this kind of ice crystal falls on human skin, it will be quickly frozen. And if it is accidentally inhaled into the lungs, it will cause suffocation, alveolar necrosis, and finally suffocation to death. Hide. Kanae subconsciously wanted to dodge, but her severely injured body was not enough for her to continue to move, and she twisted her feet and fell to the ground. As for Shi-yun, when Doma just started, a light spot formed by the annihilation energy gathered in his hand, and then turned into a ray, passing through the ice crystal in the air and hitting Doma's shoulder. When the white, beautiful lotus-shaped ice crystals encounter the rays, they melt and disappear completely, just like snow encountering the sun. Originally, this ray was heading for Doma's head, but at the most critical moment, Doma's keen intuition told him that this ray was very dangerous and could be very deadly. Therefore, at the last moment, he dodged to the side and tried to avoid it. Although he was still accidentally shot, Doma was relieved because he was a ghost and could self-heal even if he was hurt. Shi-yun waved his hand, used his divine power, and blocked some of the ice crystals that did not disappear. It's powerful, but unfortunately, you don't have a chance to hit me again. Doma looked at the horizon. The sun is about to rise. Since you don't want to be eaten by me, I can only do it myself. Doma didn't want to continue to dawdle, otherwise he would not be able to eat these two delicious foods when the sun rose. A soft-hearted god, go away. Kanae saw that Doma was about to get serious, and the god's attack seemed to have no effect, so she immediately persuaded Shi-yun to leave to avoid another death. But she was still very grateful to Shi-yun for helping her, even though she didn't succeed. Shi-yun raised an eyebrow. Why are you in such a hurry? Take a good look at your shoulder. Kanae and Doma both looked over. Shoulder, you mean the wound, isn't it healed? What's going on? Doma smiled and looked down, but his face suddenly changed the next second. His wound is actually getting bigger. His self-healing ability is not working. What's going on? Kanae was instantly surprised. He can't self-heal. You're restrained ghost. Don't stand there, keep attacking. Shi-yun said calmly. No, he's dead. Doma activated his blood demon art to stimulate the regeneration of the body, but it was not only useless, but the scope of the wound expanded at a faster rate. In a short moment, the entire shoulder disappeared. Ah! Doma screamed after realizing it. If this continues, his entire ghost will dissipate under this inexplicable attack. He had the illusion that he was standing under the scorching sun. There is only one way. Cut off his arm to survive. Doma was ruthless and tore off half of his body. The rest of his body, after isolating the inexplicable attack, began to self-heal. Ha ha ha, I'm not dead. You can't kill me. Because of the intense pain, Doma, who had always had a gentle smile, became a little crazy. It's bad. You should continue to attack while he hasn't fully recovered yet. Kanae was almost dying of anxiety, and continued to urge Shi-yun. Who said that it would be fine like this? Once the annihilation energy is contaminated, it will wait until all the breath of the target disappears before it completely dissipates. Before that, it will always follow and destroy. This is something more powerful than Uchiha Itachi's Amaterasu, and its form of existence is a bit like the destructive energy of the god of destruction. Sure enough, Doma's half of the self-healing body stopped and continued to be annihilated. No, what the hell is this? Go, get out of my way. Doma fell to the ground and kept rolling, as if he wanted to put out the fire on his body, thinking that this would stop the dissipation. But unfortunately, he failed. In the end, Doma, who only had half of his head left, turned his eyes and looked at Shi Yun. He didn't understand why he died, and he was also confused about who this person was. The breeze blew gently, and Doma completely disappeared from this world, without even a trace of ash left. Ding, the host killed upper rank 2, Doma, and gained experience, 600. Ding, the transaction is completed, congratulations to the host, and you get, Breath of Flowers. Ding, congratulations to the host for completing the first transaction, and you get the reward, Dimension Link. Dead. Finally dead. After seeing Doma disappear, Kanae breathed a sigh of relief. She lay on the ground without caring about her image, and turned her eyes slightly to look at Shi Yun. She was about to ask who Shi Yun was, but her severely injured body made her drowsy the moment her tense nerves relaxed. In the end, she didn't even have a chance to speak and fainted. Shi Yun saw this and sat down next to him and checked the reward he had just received. Dimension Link. After the transaction is established, you can communicate with the transaction object across dimensions and continue the transaction. Communicate across dimensions. Isn't this the Penguin account? Speaking of the system, can you improve this mode a little bit and turn it into a chat group? You know the chat group, right? I know. Then can you improve it? Ding, the chat group was successfully created. Do you want to pull Butterfly Kanae into the group? Shi Yun was overjoyed. It's worthy of being a system. Great, pull Kanae in. Ding, the Butterfly Kanae was pulled in. The current number of people in the group chat, 2. The unconscious Kanae was unaware of this. Host, please name the chat group. Shi Yun thought for a moment and said, let's call it the Transaction After Sales Group. In this way, every time he completes a transaction, he will pull the transaction object into the group to expand customer resources. Let the people in the group help him to attract customers and continue to upgrade. Speaking of upgrade, did I just get 600 experience points? Shi Yun hurriedly checked his personal panel. Trading system of 10,000 world's gods. Name, Shi Yun. Race, God. Level 0. Experience, 600. Power, 1. Trading. Complete the transaction content and get the transaction reward. Specify the transaction conditions. Ability, item, body, life. 2. Prayer. You can hear the prayer sound from the 10,000 worlds. 3. Annihilation. The destroyed target can be completely eliminated among all things. 4. Immortality. Immune to common diseases, poison gas, etc., possessing the physical self-healing ability, which can be continuously enhanced as the level increases. Rewards. 1. Space-time gate. Possessing the ability to travel through the world. 2. After sales chat group for transactions, formerly known as Dimension Link, can communicate with the transaction object across dimensions and continue transactions. Ability, Breath of Flowers. Backpack, 0. There are still 400 points to level 1 God. From this point of view, this Doma's points are a bit low, and he is still upper rank 2. But the future is promising. He was originally thinking about how to gain experience and upgrade. From this point of view, he can completely kill monsters. I just don't know where Muzan Kibutsuji is now. If he is solved, it is estimated that a huge amount of experience points will be obtained. Shi Yun put away his thoughts and quietly waited for Shinobu Kocho to arrive. He remembered that when it was dawn, Shinobu Kocho arrived and saw his sister Kanae for the last time. Although Kanae repeatedly asked Shinobu Kocho to give up, quit the Demon Slayer Corps, and die happily as an ordinary girl. But Shinobu Kocho did not agree, but chose to inherit everything from her sister and became the owner of the Butterfly House. She has been practicing hard since then, and finally became the insect pillar of the Demon Slayer Corps, and has been trying to find a way to avenge Doma. It was dawn. Another while passed. Tap tap tap. A burst of hurried footsteps came from the forest. Shinobu Kocho, who was only 14 years old, rushed over like crazy after learning that her sister encountered a powerful demon during the mission and was alone, fearing that she would never see her sister again. When she and several other members of the Demon Slayer Corps traveled all night and finally crossed the woods after dawn, she saw her sister lying on the ground at the moment, and she didn't know whether she was dead or alive. And next to her sister, there was a stranger sitting. Sister. Shinobu Kocho ran over and knelt on the ground directly, carefully looking at Kanae's quiet face, not daring to disturb her at all. Who are you? The several members of the Demon Slayer Corps who came with Shinobu Kocho stood between Shinobu Kocho and Shi-yun, looking at him warily. If the sun hadn't been shining on this person at this moment, they would have even suspected that Shi-yun was a demon. Shouldn't you be polite to your lifesaver? Also, your sister is not dead, she just fainted. Shi-yun sat cross-legged on the ground, with his right elbow on his thigh, supporting his chin, looking at them casually and calmly. Sister is not dead. Shinobu Kocho's extreme fear and terror finally collapsed, and she couldn't help crying with joy. Sister. Shinobu Kocho stroked Kanae's cheek. Kanae frowned and slowly opened her eyes. Raising her right hand to block the dazzling sunlight, she saw a small face crying ugly above her head. Shinobu. Sister. You're awake. That's great. The members of the Demon Slayer Corps also came over and looked at Kanae happily. Captain, I'm so glad you're okay. Woo, we were scared to death. Well, I'm okay. Kanae smiled, sat up with the help of Kocho Shinobu, and wiped Kocho Shinobu's tears. Sister, where's that ghost? Well, it's been taken away by someone. Where's the person? Did you see a man when you came here? Kanae was about to say that Shi-yun saved her, but when she glanced, the person disappeared. The man, isn't he here? Where's the person? Where did he go? Several team members looked back and were surprised to find that the young man who was sitting here just now had left. Captain, he seems to have left. When you came, was he still here? Yes, he was sitting here, or did he say you just fainted? Is that so? Kanae's smile became more amiable, and she couldn't help thinking, this soft-hearted god is really gentle. Really, thank you very much for the compliment. Kanae Kocho. Butterfly Kanae looked at the line of words that suddenly appeared in front of her and was suddenly startled. Butterfly Kanae, what is this? How come Hey, trading after sales group. Group leader Shi-yun, as you can see, this is my trading after sales group. After completing the transaction, you can join the group chat and chat directly across dimensions. Butterfly Kanae, so your name is Shi-yun. Is this also your ability? Group leader Shi-yun, yes. Butterfly Kanae, awesome. By the way, thank you for your help. Group leader Shi-yun, you're welcome. After all, it's a transaction. I also got what I wanted. Butterfly Kanae, thank you for not leaving me alone. Group leader Shi-yun, it should be. If you really feel sorry, you can recommend more customers to me. Butterfly Kanae, recommend customers. How to recommend? Speaking of which, how can you hear my prayers? Group leader Shi-yun, because I am a god. As for the recommendation, you just need to tell the person in need, let him say my name and pray. I will go find her after I hear it. Kanae Butterfly, I know. If someone needs it, I will tell them what to do. Group leader Shi-yun, okay, you go and treat your injuries first, don't die. Kanae Butterfly, yes, I will leave first. Sister, what's wrong with you? Don't scare me. Kanae Butterfly Shinobu looked at her sister who suddenly stared at the air and was distracted. She even called several times in a row but didn't respond. She was immediately anxious, fearing that her sister had been seriously injured and her brain was injured. Kanae ended the chat and came back to her senses. I'm fine, I just remembered something. Let's go home. Sister, I'll carry you. Then it's hard, Shinobu. It's not hard. In the Marvel world, when Shi-yun came back, it was already dawn here. Although he didn't sleep all night, after obtaining the system, his divine body, whether it was endurance, strength, speed, physical strength, spirit, or even personal charm and appearance, was improved to an inhuman level and close to perfection. Therefore, Shi-yun went out to school early in the morning with great energy. At the school gate, handsome boys and beautiful girls came and went, and it was very lively. Unlike the school in the previous life, the high school campus in America has no pressure to enter higher education, so there are not only many activities such as football, baseball, basketball, parties, etc., but also no special restrictions on clothing. Therefore, in the summer, you can see all kinds of long legs wearing denim shorts and small vests with belly buttons on campus. Especially those cheerleaders, not only are they good looking, but also have extremely hot bodies. Therefore, in high school campuses, couples in love are common, and even men and women kissing in the corridors can be seen. And when Shi-yun appeared, as expected, he attracted everyone's attention. Oh my God, Katie, there are still handsome guys of this quality in our school. No, no, hiss. So handsome. Is he an actor? Quick, who knows him? I want him to come to my house for a party. Cindy, look, there's a handsome guy. Buffy, don't think everyone is handsome. Wow, he's really handsome. Jennifer, go ask for his cell phone number. The young and beautiful female students on campus have noticed Shi-yun, who has super high looks, looks like a movie star, and is even more handsome than a star. Compared to the excitement of the girls, the boys are unhappy. Especially those members of the basketball team who think they look good and have a good figure. Bang! Fleischer, a member of the basketball team, punched the cabinet next to Shi-yun, making a loud noise and attracting the attention of everyone in the corridor. The boys were waiting to see the show, while the girls showed worried expressions. Although they do like handsome guys, they don't like soft eggs. If Shi-yun didn't dare to resist and let this well-known school bully her, then their interest in Shi-yun would be greatly reduced. Shi-yun put her bag on her back and calmly closed the door. What's the matter? Fleischer leaned in and asked, Good morning, classmate, which class are you in? Stay away from me, didn't you brush your teeth this morning? Shi-yun stepped back a few steps and covered his nose, looking disgusted. Ha ha ha, Fleischer, he said you have bad breath. Fleischer, you didn't really brush your teeth this morning, did you? Several companions behind Fleischer laughed. You fool, ah ah. Fleischer was immediately furious, stretched out his right hand to grab Shi-yun's collar, intending to teach him a lesson. As a result, Shi-yun was faster, grabbed his wrist directly, and with a little force, Fleischer screamed in pain. So idle so early in the morning. Let me go. Fleischer looked painful. Fleischer, are you serious? Is this pretty boy so strong? The companions didn't believe that Shi-yun was strong enough to pinch Fleischer's hand so painfully. Shut up. Come and try it yourself if you dare. Fleischer cursed. Boy, let him go. A basketball player who was taller and stronger than Fleischer stepped forward and tried to push Shi-yun's shoulder. Shi-yun let go of Fleischer's hand, grabbed the student's hand and threw him over his shoulder. Bang! Ah! Shi-yun shook his head, looking at Fleischer regardless of his life or death. No, no, I was wrong. Fleischer covered his wrist and stepped back, apologizing repeatedly. Get lost. Fleischer and his companions hurriedly helped the fallen companions to leave. Ha! The girls all raised their middle fingers to Fleischer and others who were fleeing, and then whistled and flirted with Shi-yun with a smile on their faces, with obvious intentions. Shi-yun waved and went to class. If it was pure, he wouldn't mind communicating with them, but if it was secondhand, he would not be interested. Jennifer, I remember he seemed to be a student in the next class. Several girls surrounded Jennifer, who was known as the goddess and campus beauty, and talked enthusiastically. Find a chance to get to know him. Jennifer is absolutely confident in her appearance, and believes that as long as she takes the initiative, no boy can resist her charm. She has never found a boyfriend because she has never met a man who can make her heart beat, but now, she feels that she has met one, and believes that this man will be in her pocket. Inside the classroom, Shi-yun took out the textbook and waited for class. Hey, Shi-yun, did you go for plastic surgery? Such a big change in one night. Shi-yun's deskmate Chris looked at his face and was very surprised. How can plastic surgery be so fast? Tisk tisk, you are now a celebrity, the forums in the school are full of your topics, girls are asking for your contact information, and someone wants to invite you to a party. Really? Let me see. And I also noticed that after the top student Gwen came in, she has secretly looked at you several times. Ha! Shi-yun looked up and looked at Gwen's position, and happened to meet Gwen's eyes peeking at her. Shi-yun smiled and nodded as a greeting. Gwen turned around like lightning, pretending to be calm, but her heart was pounding. He's so handsome, Gwen exclaimed in her heart. Why didn't she realize that her classmate was so handsome before? Now the whole school knows it. She secretly regretted it. At noon, in the school cafeteria. As soon as Shi-yun came in, she was stared at. When she was queuing with her plate, the girls behind her and those in front of her were willing to wait a little longer to give up their seats to those behind her, and they also stood in front of Shi-yun. Shi-yun, hello, I'm Lola. Hello, Shi-yun, I'm Kate. I'm Landa. Shi-yun, can you tell me your phone number? Sure, great. Shi-yun smiled and told them his phone number, and at the same time, for their invitation to the party, he said that he could see the time and let him know when the time came. Then he declined the invitation to sit with them and sat opposite Gwen with his plate. Quote exclamation mark quote. Shi-yun classmate. Gwen was shocked, but her expression did not change, and she greeted politely. Do you mind if I sit here? No mind. Ahem, I mean, welcome, not, you can do whatever you want. Gwen was nervous and incoherent, and finally lowered her head, almost burying her whole face in the plate. Are you okay? Eat slowly and don't choke. Thank you. Shi-yun then chatted with Gwen about studying, which slowly made her relax. Not far away. I'm so envious. I wish I was as handsome as Shi-yun. Ned held the fork and poked it in the plate, staring at Shi-yun who was talking and laughing with Gwen with envy. Stop poking, eat quickly. Peter didn't think much about it. He has always been a little transparent in the school. He was thankful that he was not bullied. How dare he expect to be noticed by beautiful girls? It's just a dream. Ned turned his grief and anger into appetite and ate a lot. After lunch, Gwen looked forward to inviting Shi-yun to watch her band performance next time. Okay, when? It hasn't been decided yet. I'll let you know when it's decided. Okay. After Shi-yun left, Gwen was extremely excited. She is also a girl, and she is very happy to be favored by handsome boys. Especially when she thinks that Shi-yun has become a hot figure in the campus forum, Gwen is particularly proud. You see, Shi-yun did not eat with other girls, but chose her. What else can this be except a good impression of her? Gwen returned to the classroom happily. Demon destroy the world. After some treatment, Butterfly Kanae woke up. Although she still couldn't get out of bed easily, she was obviously in a much better spirit. Sister, drink some water. Butterfly Shinobu came in with a cup. Thank you, she was thirsty. Sister, who was the ghost you met last night? And who was the person who saved you? It was Doma. Kanae put down the cup and leaned on the pillow. She still had lingering fears when she thought of the battle with Doma last night. As the flower pillar among the 9 pillars, she had no power to fight back when facing Doma, and was crushed by the opponent's powerful strength from beginning to end. If Doma hadn't teased her and given her the opportunity to ask Shi-yun for help, she would definitely not survive the daybreak, and would even be eaten by Doma. When she thought of this, she was even more grateful to Shi-yun. What a soft-hearted and gentle god. Kanae was very moved. A god couldn't just help her out just to get her breathing method, but there should be a rule that he couldn't help her without a deal. It was just an excuse. Sister, what god? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the person who saved me. He is a god. If it weren't for him, I would have died. God, there are gods in this world. Kocho Shinobu was full of disbelief. Kanae shook her head and said, maybe not in this world, but in other worlds. Shi-yun came from another world. Great, but why did he meet you by chance? Because he heard my cry for help, and as a price, I paid the flower breathing method. Price? Yes, he will only help me through a transaction, but this transaction is voluntary. If you trade with him, can you get everything? Kocho Shinobu's eyes lit up. This, I don't know much about it. Then how to trade with him? Can I do it? If you trade, you just need to silently recite his name in your heart and pray seriously. If he hears it, he will respond to you. So that's it. Kocho Shinobu nodded. Shinobu, don't try it easily. Kanae's face straightened. Why, sister? Because, if you don't have the right trading conditions, you may have to pay the price of your life. In short, don't pray easily. Kanae remembered a few trading conditions about body, and she didn't understand the specific content of this condition now. In addition, although Shinobu Kocho is now a member of the Demon Slayer Corps, her strength is low. If she wants to get a chance to make Shi-yun take action, flower breathing is probably no longer effective. In that case, she will only have the Sun Blade, body, and life left. Although Kanae has a good impression of Shi-yun, they have only met once and are not familiar with his personality. After all, Shi-yun is a god. Therefore, Kanae does not want her sister to trade with Shi-yun easily unless it is absolutely necessary. She regrets telling her sister how to call Shi-yun. Don't worry, sister, I won't mess around. The most important thing for you now is to heal your injuries. Okay, Shinobu Kocho helped Kanae lie down and left the room. The god who can be traded. Then, can you make me stronger, strong enough to protect my sister? Why? Along. Nami walked out of the Arlong Manor in despair, tears on her face. Tell me, when did I break the agreement? 100 million Baileys were stolen, so I'll just save it again. You don't want to run away, do you? If you do, I'll kill everyone in Kokoja village. Why? Nami knelt on the ground, in agony. For the sake of the village, she was willing to endure the anger of the villagers and join the Arlong pirates with the charge of betrayal, just to be able to save up 100 million Baileys one day and redeem the village from Arlong. After much difficulty, she finally saved enough money, but she never expected that it would be discovered by the Navy, and even all of it was stolen. What made her even more desperate was that these Navy were called by Arlong. It turned out that they had colluded with each other for a long time, and the purpose was to make her make money for Arlong and others for nothing. But even if we know the truth, what can we do? The Navy has fallen, who can deal with Arlong? Nami clenched her fists and slapped the ground hard, desperately not knowing what to do. Who can help me? Do you need help? Who? Nami looked up, but there was no one around. You can treat me as a kind god. Do you need help? I can help you solve Arlong. Can you defeat Arlong? Nami wiped her tears and replied in her heart. She didn't care how the voice appeared, nor did she care about the other party's purpose. She just wanted to know whether the owner of this sudden voice could kill Arlong and whether Kokoja village would no longer be invaded by pirates. Even if there was hell ahead, she was willing to step in. Because she had no room to retreat, she felt that no matter how bad the situation was, it would be better than now. Definitely, as long as you were willing to trade. After returning home from school, Shi-yun took the initiative to turn on the prayer function to find someone to trade with, and then fortunately heard Nami's call for help. Name: Nami. Possession: navigational skills, body, life. Optional transaction content: navigational skills, body, life. I am willing to sacrifice even my life. Nami quickly agreed. Ding! Nami initiated a transaction application. Transaction content: defeat the Arlong pirates and rescue the Kokoja village. Do you agree? Agree. Please select the transaction conditions. Shi-yun: well, navigational skills are useless to me, and I don't need my life. The only option left is the body. I choose the body. Ding! The transaction is completed. Transaction object: Nami. Transaction content: defeat the Arlong pirates and rescue the Kokoja village. Transaction conditions: the right to use the body once. The right to use the body. Nami didn't quite understand the content of the transaction conditions, but it didn't matter. As long as she could get rid of Arlong and his gang, she was willing to do anything. Nami. Shi-yun successfully reached the pirate world using the space-time gate. System: this time flow rate seems to be out of sync with the main world, right? It is afternoon in Marvel, but morning in the pirate world. Yes, but the host can freely choose the time ratio according to the transaction time, 1h, 1 to 100h. Okay, that's convenient. If he encounters a transaction that is more difficult to solve or takes a long time next time, he can adjust the flow rate of time appropriately to try to ensure that it will not affect the daily life of the main world. Are you the one who just spoke? Are you here to help me? Nami stood up and looked at Shi-yun blankly. It's me, don't worry, I can definitely help you get rid of Arlong, even the Navy. Please help me. Nami bowed and begged seriously. Definitely, let's go and find Arlong. Yes. Just as Shi-yun and Nami were about to return to Arlong Paradise, there was a big noise behind them. Nami looked back and her eyes widened instantly. It was the villagers. Nokigo. Everyone, you. Nami, don't stop us. Jian stepped forward. Get out of the way, Nami. Everyone, even if we can't win, let them see our determination. Jian turned around, drew the long sword at his waist, and shouted to the villagers. Oh, charge, drive the pirates out of our village. Kill. The villagers passed Nami and rushed towards a long paradise. Wait, Jian, Nokigo, everyone. Nami panicked and wanted to keep them, but these people didn't listen to Nami at all. Instead, they ran faster with the guilt of ignoring, being indifferent, and scolding Nami over the years. God, please help me stop them. Don't worry, they can't get in. Shi Yun followed them. Why can't they get in? They will die if they meet Along and his gang. Nami followed closely, feeling very confused about Shi Yun's words. Because someone will stop them. Sure enough, when Shi Yun and Nami arrived, they saw the villagers standing at the gate, not knowing what they were doing. Nami quickened her pace, rushed to the front, and saw two familiar people, Johnny and Joseph. These were the two pirate hunters they had rescued at sea before, and they were the partners Zoro met when he was a pirate hunter after going out to sea. But at this moment, Nami found that the two of them were sitting outside the gate with bruised faces and noses. They were also the ones who stopped Jian and others. What are you doing, Sister Nami? We were beaten because we challenged Along without knowing our own strength. Johnny and Joseph explained embarrassedly. Nami, what are you still doing here? Leave here. Nami, we have known for a long time that you will join Along and others for the sake of the village and the lives of all of us. You have worked hard over the years. Mr. Jian. Hearing these words, Nami couldn't help but burst into tears again. Leave here, Nami. No, I won't leave. Nami wiped her face and looked at them seriously. I have found someone who can defeat Eren. Who? Defeat Arlong. Who is so powerful? The villagers were in doubt, looking at each other, asking questions one by one. Sister Nami, are Luffy and brother Zoro here? Great, they can definitely defeat Arlong. Johnny and Joseph were surprised. They knew that neither Luffy nor brother Zoro would ignore Sister Nami. Shi Yun on the side watched them quarreling quietly, waiting for them to finish. He had no time limit here, so he was not in a hurry at all. Host, do you need to start live broadcast for you? Live broadcast. Do you have this function? Yes, several basic functions of the chat group. Live broadcast, screen recording, voice call, video call, red envelope, emoticon function, etc. have all been loaded. Although you can start a live broadcast, there is only one member in the group. Group leader Shi Yun at Hudie Shang Nai Wei, are you there? Hudie Shang Nai Wei, I'm here, what can I do for you? Demon Slayer, Kanae, who was dozing off, received a message from the chat group and opened her eyes in confusion. Group leader Shi Yun, oh, nothing, let's try out the new function. System, start a live broadcast. With an audience, there is meaning in live broadcasting, even if there is only Kanae as an audience. Ding, group live broadcast has been started. Hudie Shang Nai Wei, group live broadcast. What is this? I saw you. What are they doing? Kanae saw the live broadcast screen, saw Shi Yun, and a group of people who seemed to be arguing. Kanae Butterfly, is this the world you are in? Group leader Shi Yun, no, I am completing the transaction. Kanae Butterfly, has someone asked you for help again? Is it that girl? Group leader Shi Yun, good eyesight, it's her. Kanae Butterfly, can I ask what the terms of this transaction are? Group leader Shi Yun, the right to use the body once. Kanae Butterfly. Kanae's eyes widened instantly. The right to use the body once. What is the transaction condition? She couldn't help but get curious. Kanae Butterfly, the live broadcast won't be closed, right? I want to see it. Group leader Shi Yun, not for the time being, okay, I'm probably going to do something, you can watch it slowly. Kanae Butterfly, okay. Kanae was lying on the bed, looking at the screen with her eyes open. From the perspective of others, Kanae was staring at the ceiling in a daze. Nami calmed everyone down and looked at Shi Yun. No, it's that, sir, what should I call you? Nami shook her head and looked at Shi Yun, who was standing quietly beside her without saying a word. She was about to introduce this kind-hearted god, but found that she had not asked his name yet. My name is Shi Yun. Yes, everyone. The person who can defeat Along and save our Kokoja village is this Shi Yun. Him, Nami, are you mistaken? He is so young and doesn't look strong at all. Have you been deceived? Where did he come from? Not only did the villagers not believe that this man who looked handsome at first glance, but was too young and handsome but not strong, could defeat Along. Even Johnny and Joseph couldn't help but doubt. Because Along is a fishman, he is naturally stronger and faster than humans, especially he has a set of hard teeth that can easily bite off a long knife, which is completely incomparable to ordinary humans. Therefore, they really have no confidence and are willing to believe Shi Yun. I believe in Lord Shi Yun. Nami firmly believed in Shi Yun. Whether it was because there was no way out or to comfort herself, Nami had no choice. In the paradise behind the gate. Brother, they said someone could beat you. Ha ha ha, a human who doesn't know his own strength. That's right, who can be the opponent of my brother? Even the Navy has to bow their heads and talk to our brother. Aaron lay on the beach chair, listening to the flattery of his younger brothers with satisfaction. Since they are looking for death, let's teach them a lesson, so that they don't know how to live or die and delay us from making money. Yes, brother. Okay, can we prove it with strength? Shi Yun interrupted the discussion and headed for the gate alone. Don't be impulsive. Be careful. Johnny and Joseph looked at each other and didn't stop him. At most, he would be beaten up by Aaron like them. As a result, the next second, there was a loud noise in their ears. Bang! They leaned against the gate and suddenly lost their support, and their backs fell to the ground. The gate was kicked away. Johnny and Joseph saw the shock in each other's eyes, and what was even more shocking was Shi Yun's strength. Mr. Jian and other villagers also opened their mouths and looked at this scene in disbelief. Nami was also stunned for a moment, but she quickly reacted and was ecstatic in an instant. It's saved. Kokoja village is saved. In Aaron Paradise, more than a dozen fishmen looked at Shi Yun, who kicked the gate away and walked in surprise. Aaron's smile gradually disappeared, and became extremely evil. My door is very expensive. As Aaron spoke, the fishmen stood up, picked up their weapons, and looked at Shi Yun with a sneer. Fine skin and tender meat, must be delicious. Ha ha, little white face, I'm afraid I will accidentally beat him to death with one punch. Boy, you are very brave. Butterfly Kanae EH. These people look so strange, a bit like ghosts. Group leader Shi Yun, these are fishmen from the sea. Butterfly Kanae, oh, no wonder they look like fish. After Shi Yun replied in the group, he listened to the fishmen's ugly dirty words, his face was indifferent, and the divine power was running, constructing a sword. This is the control of the divine power form. Through materialization, it can transform into various weapons. At the same time, the surface of the white long sword was also covered with a layer of annihilation energy by Shi Yun. Once it touches anything, it will disappear between all things and turn into nothingness. Kanae watched this scene and thought that it was no wonder that he didn't use a knife last time. Arlong looked at Shi Yun, who actually conjured a sword out of thin air, and his expression became serious. He came from the Grand Line, and had seen the Vice Admiral and Admiral of the Navy, and was even imprisoned in the city of Impel Down. In the end, because of the fishman Jinbei, in order to protect the Fishman Island and release the imprisoned fishman, he joined the 7 warlords of the sea, and he was able to be released from prison. But because he looked down on Jinbei for joining the 7 warlords of the sea and being willing to become a running dog of the world government, he left the Grand Line and came to the East China Sea, established the Dragon Pirates, established the Arlong Empire, accumulated funds, and waited for the opportunity to return to the Grand Line. So, he guessed that Shi Yun might have an extremely precious devil fruit. If that was the case, he would have to treat this opponent with caution. After all, there are many kinds of devil fruits, and before taking action, no one knows what strange abilities the ability of the ability person who eats the fruit will have. Arlong sat up and observed calmly. Use a sword, let me meet you. A Xiaoba with a starfish hairstyle and 6 hands came out holding 6 swords. 6 swords style 6 swords waltz. Xiaoba waved 6 swords, like a large fan rotating at high speed, making a whirring sound of cutting the air, and rushed towards Shi Yun. Shi Yun silently raised his hand, pointed the sword in his hand at Xiaoba, and then, whoosh, the long sword suddenly stretched out, penetrated Xiaoba's sword net, and shot his chest. Quote exclamation mark quote. Xiaoba stopped his action and looked at the white sword blade on his chest in surprise. He never dreamed that the opponent's moves were so special. Can this be considered kendo? You cheated. The long sword retracted and returned to normal, but Xiaoba's body began to annihilate and collapse from the chest. Xiaoba, what did you do? Go, avenge Xiaoba. Kill. The fishmen were instantly furious and slashed at him with their weapons. Seeing this, Shi Yun took a deep breath and then silently activated the flower breathing he got from Butterfly Kanae. Although he didn't need to rely on the breathing method to increase his body's strength, he really didn't know any moves now. His only means of attack was to use annihilation energy like firing a laser. This was indeed simple and effective, but a little monotonous. So, Shi Yun activated the breathing method for its moves. Flower breathing 6th form vortex peach. Shi Yun's body flashed, flipped sideways in midair, and swung a horizontal slash, with beautiful petals accompanying the slash. Shi Yun appeared behind the fishmen, and in a burst of petals falling, he was so beautiful that he didn't look like a human being. At the same time, the fishmen, because they were slashed by the annihilation energy, their bodies began to dissipate. Kanae Kaocho, why does she feel that Shi Yun's flower breathing is more powerful than hers? So strong. Murlocs, are they all dead? So awesome. Mr. Jian, we seem to be saved. Aegean nodded blankly. Yes, we are saved. Ah, Lord Shi Yun. Nami cheered with a fist. No Higo, Mr. Jian, everyone, we are saved. Oh. Lord Shi Yun, kill along, kill. Kanae watched their excitement through the live broadcast screen, and she could somewhat understand how happy her sister was when she saw that she was not dead. It feels so good to be saved. Ding, the host killed 11 Murlocs and gained experience, 1100. Shi Yun glanced at the system prompt. Oh, 100 experience points for a Murloc. Not bad. Inside the paradise, the cheers of the villagers made Along, who only had 2 or 3 younger brothers left, look even uglier. Who are you? Are you from the Grand Line, too? Don't ask. Come on. Shi Yun was too lazy to answer him. HMPH. You'll regret it. Aaron's muscles bulged, his veins bulged, his knees slightly bent and sank, and he faced Shi Yun with his jagged nose. His nose was extremely hard, and with the high-speed thrust, it could easily penetrate the iron plate, which was one of his special skills. Everyone saw Aaron ready to attack, and they all held their breath and watched seriously. Their fear and worry were conditioned reflexes formed after being suppressed and ruled by Aaron and his gang with force and sacrificing several lives. The quiet and suffocating atmosphere made the villagers sweat on their foreheads. Nami also clenched her fists tightly, her pupils constricted, and looked at Shi Yun with expectation. Then, Arlong finally moved, and he shouted, "Same on darts." With a whoosh, he rushed into the swimming pool. What? Everyone present was shocked and their eyes almost popped out. They realized after a while that Aaron had actually escaped. The swimming pool in the park is connected to the sea, allowing the fish people to enjoy the moisture of the seawater as they please. This also provides convenience for Aaron to escape now. As a bad and cunning pirate, Aaron never thinks that running away is a shameful thing. At the beginning, he was arrogant and met Kizaru, who was still a vice admiral at the time. Not only did he not run away, but he also provoked him. Then he was taught to be a fish by Kizaru and experienced what it felt like to be kicked by light. Therefore, he learned from his mistakes and was no longer so stupid. Now that he has judged that he is not the opponent of this powerful human of unknown origin, he will run away first. The sea is a paradise for fish people, and he is not a landlubber who has eaten the devil fruit. Therefore, as long as he enters the sea, he will be free. Big brother. The remaining 2 or 3 fishmen saw their boss running away, and hurriedly followed him and jumped into the swimming pool together. Puff, cough cough. Kanae was also choked by the shamelessness of this fishman. She was just wondering what new tricks this fishman would have, and subconsciously held her breath and watched carefully. As a result, she never expected that the other party would come up with such a trick. Shi Yun was also a little surprised to see this scene. After all, Aaron in his memory didn't seem to be like this, right? Tisk, it really is. Shi Yun walked to the edge of the swimming pool, looked at the swimming lane leading to the sea, squatted down, cancelled the long sword form with his right hand, stretched it into the water, pointed his fingers downward, spread his palm, aimed at the sea in front, and then condensed a small light ball formed entirely by annihilation energy. Annihilation. Whoosh. A strong light appeared, completely occupying the width of the swimming lane, and turned into a laser and shot out. In the eyes of everyone, the sea water in the swimming pool was replaced by a white beam of light, reaching directly into the sea. When Aaron and the three fishmen were about to leave the island and enter the deeper sea, they felt a strong light behind them. They subconsciously wanted to look back, but as soon as they turned their heads, their whole bodies were swallowed by the light column. They had no time to react and disappeared with the sea water. Mu. At the end of the passage, near the edge of the island, the sea beast Mu was resting here. It was also hit by the beam of light. A huge amount of hole appeared in the middle of its body. Most of its body disappeared directly, and it continued to disappear. Mu roared in pain, rolling in the sea water, disappearing bit by bit. When the attack ended and the light disappeared, everyone was shocked to find that the sea water in the swimming pool had evaporated. Even the sea suddenly had a hole missing, and a vacuum zone appeared. As if it couldn't believe it, the sea stagnated for a few seconds before the sea water began to flow back and fill the gap again. Ding! The host killed the fishman Aaron and gained experience, 400. Ding! Host kills 3 fishmen, gains experience, 300. Ding! Host kills sea beast Mu, gains experience, 1000. Aaron is dead. Really, he must be dead. The seawater has disappeared. There is no way Aaron can survive. Johnny is right. Brother Shi-yun is so great. He is simply my new idol. Joseph is right. Brother Shi-yun is my idol. Master Shi-yun. Oh, we are fine. Ding. The transaction is completed. Congratulations to the host. You have obtained the right to use Nami's body once. Nami, who was hugging Nokigo and cheering, suddenly paused. The transaction is completed. Nami almost forgot that Shi-yun made a move because he made a deal with her. Nami walked up to Shi-yun. Master Shi-yun, what does the right to use the body mean? Kanae, who was watching the live broadcast, was also curious. She thought that she should first understand the specific content of these transaction conditions, so that if she encountered any special crisis in the future, she would have a bottom line to continue the transaction with Shi-yun. You don't know. Nami shook her head. Shi-yun leaned close to Nami's ear. The right to use the body is, for you and me. Do you understand? Quote exclamation mark quote. After hearing this, Nami's eyes widened instantly. Then her cheeks turned red visibly. Kanae saw Nami's expression and immediately guessed something. Oh my god, the right to use the body is that. She is no longer a child. Although she has not met someone she likes, she also knows some things that only adults know. Therefore, she also blushed, and secretly made up her mind that she would never trade with Shi-yun easily next time. It's so embarrassing. This. What's wrong? Do you want to refuse? Didn't you say that you are willing to pay everything? I don't want to refuse. Then Lord Shi-yun, when do you want to start the transaction? Nami took a deep breath and firmed her eyes. She would not hesitate to pay the price of her life to defeat Aaron, so she would not break the agreement at this time. I can do it anytime, it depends on you. Then let's do it here. Nami looked at the tall building in Aaron's paradise. When she was a child, she had just joined Aaron's group and was forced by Aaron to draw sea charts on the top floor. The drawings she drew were taller than her at that time. Since Aaron is dead, everything, including the transaction, will end here. The most important thing is that if she goes back, Nami is afraid that Nokigo will find out. That would be really embarrassing, deadman. Nokigo came over. Nami, Lord Shi-yun. Nami said. Nokigo, take the villagers and move all the money that Along and others have collected over the years back to everyone. I see. I want to ask, do you want to go back and sit down? Mr. Aegean said that he would hold a banquet for Lord Shi-yun to thank him for his help. Well, I want to find something here and go back later. As for the banquet, Nami looked at Shi-yun. Okay, I can stay. Shi-yun thought about it and thought it would be nice to stay and taste the food in the pirate world. Okay, let's go back and prepare after moving the things. Nokigo turned around, went back to reply to Mr. Aegean and others, and then entered the building together and began to loot. They didn't let go of any valuable things. Anyway, Along was dead, and it would be a waste to leave them. There were many villagers, and they quickly moved away all the Baileys, gold coins, treasures, etc. After returning, I will send someone to the other 20 or so villages nearby to notify others to come and get the money, and at the same time start preparing the things needed for the banquet. After everyone left, Nami and Shi-yun entered the building and reached the top floor. The room was small, with only a small bed and a table in it. As for the rest of the space, it was occupied by thick drawings. These were all drawn by Nami herself. Do you want to keep them? Nami shook her head. No, I have all these sea charts in my mind and will never forget them. She has decided that when she leaves here later, she will use a fire to burn all the traces of the existence of Aaron and his gang and the painful memories of the past. Nami turned and left, walked to another larger room, looked around, and found that the room was very clean, then turned and looked at Shi-yun. Let's complete the transaction. Nami blushed, then closed her eyes, grabbed the shoulder straps with both hands and pulled them down, showing her proud capital. In the chat group, Butterfly Kanae, at Group Master Shi-yun, at Group Master Shi-yun, turn off the live broadcast. There are still people here. Kanae was so angry. Did you forget that you were still live streaming? I'm still here. She's only 17 years old, not old enough to watch this. The moment Nami closed her eyes, Kanae knew what was going to happen next, and she quickly closed her eyes. But, although I can't see with my eyes, I can still hear the sound. Group Master Shi-yun, didn't you find that you can quit the live broadcast? Or did you stay here on purpose to learn? Shi-yun was speechless. Butterfly Kanae, who wants to learn? I just used this for the first time and didn't know how to quit. Group Master Shi-yun, there's a small cross in the upper right corner, you can quit by clicking it. Soon, Shi-yun noticed that he was the only one left in the live broadcast room. Kanae went offline without even saying a word. Nami opened her eyes slightly, wondering why Shi-yun didn't move. As a result, she saw Shi-yun staring at her closely. Nami was frightened and quickly closed her eyes. Her breathing became a little rapid. She even seemed to have an illusion that Shi-yun's gaze was like fire, falling on her skin, causing burning pain. The next second, a pleasant smell came over. Transaction begins. Chapter 11. In the pirate world, it was getting dark. Shi-yun carried Nami back to Nokigo's home. In the open space next to it, several long rows of tables were placed, filled with various rich ingredients and drinks. Shi-yun noticed that all the food seemed to be made by Sanji, because he was wearing an apron and walking out of the kitchen with 2 dishes. Zoro and Usopp were holding Luffy to prevent him from stealing food. They knew that this banquet was prepared to thank Shi-yun for defeating Arlong and his gang, saving Nami and the entire Kokoja village, so Luffy must not be allowed to destroy it at this time. Because they had already learned from the villagers and the wonderful stories of Johnny and Joseph that Shi-yun's strength was very strong and was definitely not something they could afford to offend. So, they, who had done nothing, took the initiative to come and help prepare the banquet. Sanji also cooked in person and prepared a lot of food, enough for the villagers to eat tonight. The main reason is that Luffy wants Nami to board the ship and go to the Grand Line together. After all, Nami is a very powerful navigator. As soon as Shi-yun and the other 2 appeared, Nojiko came over and looked at Nami with some concern. Master Shi-yun, what's wrong with Nami? She is too sad and tired of crying. Let her rest well. It's not necessarily that she is too sad, but she is really tired of crying. Anyway, Nami's voice was hoarse in the end. Fortunately, no one around heard it at that time, otherwise Nami would be too ashamed to see anyone. Okay, Nami's room is here. Nojiko took Shi-yun into the house and found Nami's room. Shi-yun put Nami on the bed, covered her with a quilt, and then left. Nami felt the softness under her body and slept more comfortably. Outside, the villagers waited for Shi-yun to arrive. After sitting in the main seat, the banquet began. Everyone drank happily and thanked Shi-yun loudly. The villagers came over one after another to clink glasses with Shi-yun, and Shi-yun accepted all the guests. Nokigao sat next to Shi-yun, smiling and pouring wine and picking up dishes for Shi-yun. Shi-yun ate the food made by Sanji, and couldn't help but sigh, worthy of being a master chef with superb cooking skills, it was so delicious. Until the end of the banquet, Shi-yun didn't stop eating and didn't drink less wine. Fortunately, Shi-yun is now a god, and he can drink 1,000 cups without getting drunk. Nokigao saw Shi-yun put down the cup and immediately said, Master Shi-yun, Please sleep at my house tonight, I can go and squeeze with Nami. No need. After eating and drinking, he left directly. Master Shi-yun, I have something to say, can you stay? Okay, let's go, take a walk and digest the food. Shi-yun nodded and stood up. The two of them walked in the orange orchard in the cool night breeze blowing from the seaside, and then walked to the edge of a cliff. On the hill next to her, there was a wooden sign, which was Belmir, her and Nami's adoptive mother. What do you want to tell me? Nokigo asked. Will Lord Shi-yun go to sea with Nami? No. Then why did Lord Shi-yun suddenly help Nami? Because we made a deal. Deal? Nokigo frowned. So what is the price that Nami needs to pay after she asks you to solve Eren? If it's serious, I'm willing to pay for Nami. Shi-yun looked at Nokigo with a smile. You. Even if it's her life. Yes. Nami doesn't know that you are doing this, you should know how sad and painful Nami will be once she knows about this. Yes, so if possible, wait until Nami leaves, then you take my life, and when Nami comes back in the future, she should be able to accept it at that time. Nokigo was very serious and believed that Nami would definitely go to sea to pursue her dream. And the sea is so big, Nami may not come back for a few years. Sisterly love is deep. Then do you agree? No. Why? Nokigo became anxious. Because she has already paid the price. Shi-yun spread her hands. What is it? Shish, I won't tell you the content of the deal. ... Nokigo bit her lip, feeling very uncomfortable. Nami has been carrying the reputation of betrayal and unimaginable burdens for the sake of the village and the villagers since she was a child. She has worked very hard to get to where she is today. Nokigo feels very distressed. But she can't do anything. Even now, she doesn't know what kind of painful price Nami paid to ask a strong man like Shi-yun to take action. But she knows that this price must be something more precious than 100 million Baileys. No, I can't let Nami bear all this alone. Nokigo clenched his fists tightly and looked at Shi-yun. Lord Shi-yun, can I also trade with you? Ah, you want to trade too? Shi-yun looked at Nokigo in surprise. What do you want to trade? Please protect Nami's safety. I am willing to pay the price of my life. When Nami is in danger, please help. Shi-yun touched his chin. No, your life is not worth this price. Nami went all the way from the East China Sea to the Grand Line and then to the New World. Although there has never been any serious life-threatening incidents, she has encountered many troubles and difficulties. So, if he has to take action every time for Nokigo's life, he will lose too much. He doesn't have time to keep looking at Nami. Nokigo thought about it and felt that this was indeed a bit difficult. He asked again, then, how many times can I let you take action for my life? Not even once is enough. ... Nokigo was discouraged. Is her life so worthless? But we can change the way of trading. What is it? Nokigo looked up in surprise. Are you sure you can pay everything? Yes, I am willing. Name: Nokigo. Possession: body, life. Optional transaction content: body, life. Ding, Nokigo initiated a transaction application. Transaction content: when Nami is in danger of life-threatening, protect Nami once. Do you agree? Shi-yun: agree. Please select the transaction conditions. Shi-yun: right to use the body once. Ding, transaction completed. Transaction object: Nokigo. Transaction content: when Nami is in danger of life-threatening, protect Nami once. Transaction conditions: right to use the body once. Nokigo was puzzled. What is the right to use the body? Let's go back first, I'll tell you later. Yes. Nokigo and Shi-yun returned. After Shi-yun came back, let me borrow the bathroom to take a shower. By the way, do you have a bath towel? Yes, wait a minute. Nokigo hurried back to his room to take out his own bath towel. This is what I use, please make do with it for now. Okay, thank you. When Shi-yun went to take a shower, Nokigo walked into Nami's room and saw that she was still sleeping, and sighed in her heart. She looked at Nami's quiet and relaxed sleeping face, and couldn't help but sigh. Since Belmire died, Nami joined Along's group. Until now, so many years have passed, and it is not until now that Nami can sleep so peacefully. Nami, don't worry, I will protect you in the future. Nokigo whispered softly and walked out quietly. After a while, Shi-yun came out with her upper body naked and wrapped in a bath towel. Seeing this scene, Nokigo's face became hot and he quickly shifted his gaze. Well, my room is ready, you can sleep here tonight. What about you? I'll squeeze in with Nami. Aren't you going to take a shower first? Go, I'll go right away. Nokigo turned around and left with his clothes. It's really hard to adapt to the sudden appearance of a man in the house where I have always lived alone. But, Lord Shi-yun has a great figure, and is handsome. I wish I could find someone so handsome and strong enough to protect the village. Nokigo hurriedly finished her shower with her mind wandering, and walked out of the bathroom, and ran into Shi-yun standing at the door. Nokigo put her hand over her chest. Because she was going to sleep, she was only wearing a tank top and no underwear. Lord Shi-yun, do you have anything else to do? I'm looking for you to complete the transaction. Transaction? Do you mean the right to use your body? Now. Right now, it's the most appropriate time. Appropriate? Wait, what do you mean by using your body? Nokigo's eyes widened suddenly, and he looked at Shi-yun in panic. At night, suitable, waiting for her specially. Nokigo would not understand what this meant no matter how ignorant he was. At first, she thought that the right to use her body meant to help Shi-yun complete a task. Never expected that it meant this. Oh my god, she was not mentally prepared at all. Once the deal is done, the conditions must be fulfilled. If you don't want to, I can only force you to complete it, but I don't want to do that. So, come in before I change my mind. Shi-yun returned to the room and opened the door to wait for Nokigo to come in. Nokigo clutched her clothes tightly, hesitating. But while she was thinking, Nokigo thought of Nami's quiet and beautiful sleeping face. Nami could stick to them for several years, so what was her contribution? For Nami. Nokigo took a deep breath, walked into the room, closed the door, and blocked the ambiguous and soft orange light inside. The next day, when Nokigo woke up, Shi-yun had left. She couldn't help but think of what Shi-yun said last night. This is the price of the first move. If you still need me in the future, trade the right to use your body once for each move. In other words, if she didn't want to see Nami in danger, she had to continue the transaction silently. Although this transaction seemed painless, it was a little painful for the first time, but it didn't seem like she was at a disadvantage. Just think of it as finding a boyfriend in advance. Nokigo was about to get up, but as soon as she moved, her brows furrowed. Someone didn't seem to pity her last night. Now she not only felt pain all over her body, but also her throat was a little hoarse. After adapting for a while, Nokigo got out of bed and saw Nami drinking water in the living room. Cough, Nami, you're up. Yeah, Nami nodded, and then found that there was something wrong with Nokigo's voice. Your throat, cough, what's wrong? Nokigo explained casually. Last night, I had a banquet and talked too much. Your throat. Cough, crying too much. Nami lowered her head and looked at the water cup in her hand. By the way, Lord Shi-yun has left. Yeah, I know. The transaction was completed, and Shi-yun had no reason to stay. I'm going to wash up, you sit first and wait for me to make breakfast. Nokigo walked into the bathroom. 20 minutes later, a simple fried egg and a few pieces of bread were served on the table. Nami, those people wanted to find you to go to see before. Nokigo was referring to Luffy, Zoro and others. Yeah. Go ahead, I want to stay. What are you doing here? Have you forgotten your dream? Nokigo asked puzzled. Dreams are not as important as staying with you, Nami smiled. Go ahead, you don't have to worry about this place. Before, you didn't want to leave because of Eren, but now Eren is dead, this is not a reason for you to stay. Nokigo didn't want to drive Nami away, but wanted Nami to be free to pursue what she wanted to do. Nami liked drawing since she was a child, and her dream was to draw a map of the world. Therefore, Eren discovered her ability to draw sea charts very early, and threatened her with the lives of the whole village, and deceived her that as long as she earned 100 million berries, she could redeem the whole village. Now Eren is finally dead, Nami can finally pursue her dream, so Nokigo doesn't want to be Nami's bondage. I'll think about it. Ding, the transaction after sales group has added you to the group chat, welcome to use it. Nami was surprised. What? Group owner Shi-yun, it's me. This is a place for chatting. You can contact me anytime and anywhere through the chat group in the future. Nami, Master Shi Yun. Nami didn't expect that after the transaction, she could still talk to Shi Yun. She thought she would never contact Shi Yun again. Butterfly Kanae, Shi Yun's other meaning is that if you want to trade again in the future, you can also contact him. Nami, who are you? Group owner Shi Yun. Kanae is the same as you. I have traded with you before. Anyone who has traded with me, I will pull people in to facilitate the expansion of customer resources. Butterfly Kanae, we are different. I trade breathing methods, not the right to use the body. Kanae hurriedly clarified that you can't tarnish my innocence. Nami, how do you know what I traded? Nami was just wondering if this person called Butterfly Kanae also did that kind of thing with Shi Yun, but she immediately denied it. How could we know what kind of deal she made? Butterfly Kanae, because I watched the live broadcast yesterday, and saw Shi Yun defeat those fishmen, and also saw. I didn't see it afterwards. Nami, you saw it all. Nami was shocked. Not only did Kanae know, but she also watched the whole process. Nami felt like the sky was falling. Nami, you. I'm going to jump into the sea. Nami lay on the table in shame and anger, slapping the table with her right fist. Nokigo looked at Nami, who suddenly made strange movements, and was puzzled. Nami, what's wrong with you? Group leader Shi Yun, she didn't see it, and the live broadcast was turned off later. You can rest assured. If you don't believe it, you can go and see the live broadcast replay, which is in the group file. Nami raised her head and replied to Nokigo while finding the folder, I'm fine. Sure enough, Nami saw a video file with the words, live broadcast replay, written on it, and clicked it to watch it. The first scene was the situation where the villagers were stopped at the gate of Along Paradise, and then Nami fumbled and clicked the progress bar, and watched the whole process of Shi Yun killing Along's fishmen again. When she saw this, Nami could still feel a sense of revenge in her heart. She thought that she could watch more when she had nothing to do in the future. Finally, Nami saw herself and Shi Yun walking into the room, and saw herself taking off her vest, and then the screen went black. This is called not seeing. Now that it's here, anyone who sees it will know what will happen next. Nami, Master Shi Yun, can you make the last bit of the picture invisible to others? Group owner Shi Yun, no, by the way, there is one person I forgot to add to the group. Kanae Kocho, did you trade too yesterday? Ding, Nokigo joins the group chat, everyone welcome. Nokigo, who was eating fried eggs, looked up in surprise, huh? What is this? Nami stood up suddenly. Nokigo, you also traded with Master Shi Yun. Nokigo's face changed slightly, and he quickly calmed down. How did you know? I saw you join Master Shi Yun's chat group. Chat group, is it this transaction and after-sales chat group? Nami, you are here too. Nokigo looked at the illusory light screen in front of him, very surprised, and felt it was so magical. Master Shi Yun is indeed a god who can trade. Group leader Shi Yun, Nohigo, you can look at the files in the group. There are some related contents about transactions that I wrote. I won't say more. Nohigo, yes, Lord Shi Yun. Kanae Butterfly, is this the blue-haired girl from yesterday? What did you trade? Group leader Shi Yun, I won't tell you the content of the transaction unless they are willing to reveal it. Kanae Butterfly, okay, I am being presumptuous. Nohigo looked through the chat records curiously and understood the purpose of Shi Yun's establishment of this chat group. Yes, she didn't know anyone except people from Kokoja village and several nearby villages, so she probably couldn't recommend customers to Shi Yun. Then, she looked through the chat records and saw a few words that Nami said when she joined, live broadcast. Right to use the body. Wait, Nami, you and Lord Shi Yun also traded for the right to use their bodies. This is the price you have to pay. Yes, Nami nodded. Since Nokigo has joined the group, there is nothing to hide. Nami, you, really? Nokigo, for everyone, for the village, I am willing to sacrifice my life. Nami did not regret her choice at all. Instead, she felt extremely lucky because of Shi Yun's appearance. But when Nami heard what Nokigo said, was there something wrong with the wording? Also, Nami widened her eyes and looked at Nokigo in disbelief. Nokigo, could it be that the conditions of your transaction are also this? Nokigo closed his mouth and lowered his head, his face burning. It's over, Nami found out. Not only were they found out, but what's more terrible is that the conditions of the two of them trading with Shi-yun were actually the same. So, Nami came back so late yesterday. That's why her voice was so hoarse. The living room suddenly became quiet, and an awkward atmosphere spread between Nokigo and Nami. They are like a pair of sisters now, who found the same boyfriend without knowing it, and then were suddenly exposed, and they didn't know how to face each other. Nami was secretly angry. Shi-yun was really something, knowing that Nojiko was her sister, but he actually did it with her. It would be fine, but he also pulled them into the same group. Is he trying to watch a show? But then I thought, what did Nokigo and Shi-yun trade? Nami broke the silence. Nokigo, what did you trade with Shi-yun? I want to hear the truth. Well, okay, I asked Lord Shi-yun to help you when you go out to sea and encounter danger. Nokigo, you. Nami stared at her face, not knowing whether she was angry, distressed, or moved. In short, her expression was hard to describe. This is all I can do for you. You know, I did those things voluntarily in the past and never thought about asking for anything in return. Nami lowered her head and cried. I know, but I also want to protect you once. Nokigo walked over and hugged Nami in his arms. I'm not like you, who can bear such great pressure from a young age and still be so strong. I don't have your ability to go out to sea and make money all the time and save up 100 million Baileys. Now that there is an opportunity, how can I miss it, Nami? In the future, I can only stay here and silently wish you to realize your dream as soon as possible. Nokigo's words made Nami cry even more sadly. Nokigo. Be good, and isn't it a good thing for us to join the chat group? When you go out to sea in the future, we can communicate at any time, so you can be more assured. Woo woo woo. Shi-yun spent a night in the pirate world. He went there at around 5 p.m. in the Marvel Universe, and when he came back, it was around 5 or 6 in the morning of the next day. This time I gained a lot. I can also upgrade. Shi-yun killed Along's group of fishmen and the sea beast Mumu, and gained a total of 2,800 experience points. With the 600 experience points gained from killing Doma before, there are now a total of 3,400, which is enough for Shi-yun to upgrade a level. System upgrade. It takes 1,000 experience points to upgrade from level 0 to level 1. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the level has been upgraded to Divine level 1, and the reward is Plunder. Plunder. After killing the target, you can obtain all abilities, including the opponent's memory, in addition to experience points. As the level increases, a stream of heat sweeps over Shi-yun's body, making him feel like he is soaking in a hot spring, which is very comfortable. As the level increases, Shi-yun's divine power, annihilation energy, and basic data such as physical endurance, speed, strength, spirit, charm, temperament, etc. have evolved again. What's more surprising is that he also obtained a new ability, Plunder. Before, every time he killed an enemy, he could only gain experience, but from now on, he can also obtain all the opponent's abilities in the future. This is very helpful to increase his skills, moves, and means of attack. Good stuff. System, check the panel. Ding, the trading system panel of the gods of all realms has been opened. Name, Shi-yun. Race, God. Level 1. Experience, 2,400. Power, 1. Trading. Complete the trading content and get trading rewards. Specify the trading conditions. Ability, items, body, life. 2. Prayer. You can hear the prayer sound from the world. 3. Annihilation. The destroyed target can be completely disappeared among all things. 4. Immortality. Immune to general diseases, poison gas, etc., with physical self-healing ability, and can be continuously enhanced with the level increase. Rewards. 1. Space-time gate. Possess the ability to travel through the world. 2. Trading chat group. Formerly known as Dimension Link. You can communicate with the trading object across dimensions and continue trading. 3. Plunder. After killing the target, you can get all abilities including the other party's memory except experience points. Ability. Breath of Flowers. Backpack. 0. In the morning, Shi-yun was stopped by someone as soon as she arrived at the school gate. Shi-yun, I have something to ask you. 6 or 7 people sat in the sports car parked at the gate early in the morning, waiting for Shi-yun's arrival. Not far away, a group of girls gathered, looking at this side with worried faces. Who are you? Shi-yun saw Fleischer and Lightning Thompson behind them. These guys are school bullies who like to bully their classmates in school. Especially Thompson, who likes to bully Peter the most. I'm Stan from the football team. I heard you're a good fighter. Stan, who is nearly 1.8 meters tall and stronger than Fleischer, smiled at Shi-yun and seemed to want to stand up for Fleischer. Fortunately, Shi-yun is 1.87 meters tall, nearly 1.9 meters tall, and he is not inferior to Stan and others. I'm a good fighter. Do you want to try? Let's go to another place. Stan and others didn't want to fight at the school gate, lest they be called to the principal's office. No need, let's go here. Shi-yun would not go with them to the back of the school building, and directly raised his leg and kicked Stan's calf. With a very light crack sound, Stan fell to the ground, holding his calf and screaming in pain. Ah! You fool! Beat him! The remaining few people immediately waved their fists at Shi-yun, and Shi-yun easily dodged, grabbed a man's arm and twisted it lightly, and dislocated the other person. Then he grabbed another person, flipped his arm, and threw him to the ground. Thompson also rushed over, and was kicked directly in the stomach by Shi-yun, lying on the ground and rolling in pain. In the end, only Fleischer was left. He was so scared that he stopped where he was, clenched his fists, and looked like he wanted to beat someone but didn't dare to do it. Shi-yun walked towards him. Don't come over here. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Fleischer stepped back subconsciously, stepped on his companion's hand, and fell to the ground with a curse. He raised his hand to protect his head, and didn't even dare to look at Shi-yun, for fear that Shi-yun would beat him. Call an ambulance. Shi-yun left with a word. These people either broke their legs or dislocated their arms. If they don't go to the hospital for 10 days or a month, they won't get better at all. Shi-yun classmate, you are awesome. Great. Shi-yun, tomorrow is Saturday, we are going to have a birthday party in the afternoon, do you want to come? Shi-yun was surrounded by girls, and the tip of his nose was surrounded by the smell of various perfumes, some strong and some light. Holding a party. Great, you are Maggie O'Donnell. It's me, remember my name. Maggie has a head of rich dark chestnut hair, light green eyes, and fair skin. Shi-yun remembered that this was the daughter of the protagonist in the movie, 17 Again. Do you know Stan? Stan, the one you just beat up, right? I don't know him. Maggie only knew that this man named Stan was a school bully. She was just a freshman and she avoided such people. How could she know him? Oh, by the way, where is your home? I can go there tomorrow. I'll send you the address. Shi-yun's contact information is no longer a secret among the girls. Almost all the girls who are confident in their looks and figures have saved his number and sent various text messages. Even Shi-yun can receive private photos of several of them, which is outrageous. However, Shi-yun did not reply to these text messages. As a result, his non-reply made the girls more enthusiastic. Doesn't this cold attitude mean that Shi-yun is not that kind of scumbag? It's totally possible to get along with him. Maggie thought so too, so she invited Shi-yun to her birthday party to get closer. Is tomorrow your birthday? Yes, happy birthday. Thank you. Maggie was so happy. Her friends Nicole, Catalina, and Tia were also very excited. Shi-yun said goodbye to them and returned to her classroom. Gwen sat quietly in her seat reading a book. Her golden hair was particularly beautiful under the morning sun. Shi-yun did not disturb. At the end of a class, someone told her that the dean was looking for him. Shi-yun guessed that it was probably about the beating at the school gate in the morning. Dong dong, come in. Shi-yun walked into the office and saw a woman with long light blonde hair and black framed glasses looking down at the documents on the table. Shi-yun walked over and looked down from his angle, just in time to see the white northern hemisphere at the collar of the white shirt, as well as the bottomless ravine. She was wearing a black suit, black stockings and high heels. She was a hot female teacher. Shi-yun estimated that the other party was about 25 to 28 years old, a fully ripe peach. Shi-yun, sit down. Claire Cardin raised her head, took off her black framed glasses, revealing a pair of beautiful sapphire eyes. She had fair skin and delicate features, but her flaming red lips were particularly eye-catching, which made Claire's temperament even more cold and beautiful. You know why I'm looking for you, right? It's a fight. Well, Stan and the others have broken legs and dislocated wrists, and they're seriously injured. Do you have any serious conflicts with them? Shi-yun couldn't help but sneer. Conflict? Teacher Claire, don't you do a survey in advance? Others bully me, and you say I have conflicts with them. Then when they bully other students, is it also a conflict between my classmates and them? That's not what I meant. Shi-yun leaned back in his chair, looking relaxed and unconcerned. So, why are you looking for me? Punish me, expel me, or compensate me? I asked you to come here just to understand the cause of the incident, nothing else. Claire frowned. This Shi-yun seemed to be a tough guy. Is he really not afraid of being expelled? Shi-yun is indeed not afraid. He has gold finger, so why would he care about going to school? Getting a diploma, finding a job. Isn't that a joke? His journey is to the sea of stars, the vast universe, and transcending infinity, okay. Anyway, I will learn what happened. I may need your father to come here. Shi-yun's parents died early, and he was adopted by a family. They have a close relationship. Let's talk about it later. If Stan and the others are ignorant and want to use their parents to cause trouble for him, then Shi-yun will come to chat in person. After all, how can they bully others, but not when it's their turn to be bullied? They have to be taught a lesson. If it doesn't work, they can only disappear. Anyway, this is the Marvel Universe, and there are countless criminal incidents. Even in Hell's Kitchen, there is a dark empire that rules the gangs in major streets of New York. So the sudden disappearance of a few people in this city will not make any waves and will not be noticed. You go back first. Claire was helpless. It was all because she had just transferred here from another school and didn't know much about the school. Therefore, after the fight, she wanted to find the person involved to ask first, but in fact, it was the other party who made trouble first and bullied Shi-yun. Does Teacher Claire have a boyfriend? What? Claire looked at Shi-yun in confusion. Nothing. I just think you are very beautiful, so I want to ask. Shi-yun still likes mature women. What if you have one? What if you don't? Claire looked at Shi-yun's face and couldn't help but marvel in her heart, he was so handsome. Even the stars in Hollywood are not as good looking as Shi-yun. If you don't have one, I want to date you. Don't think about it, you are too young. Claire put away her thoughts and shook her head to refuse. How do you know if you haven't seen it? Quote. Shi-yun, I am the dean of teaching, please don't joke around. Claire's tone was a little heavier. Okay, then I'll leave first. Shi-yun looked at this cold and beautiful rose that seemed to bloom on a snowy mountain, and his heart was full of the desire to conquer, but he knew that too much is as bad as too little, so he didn't continue talking and got up and left the office. After Shi-yun left, Claire let out a long breath. Really, you're just a high school student, but you dare to tease the teacher so boldly. But Shi-yun is quite discerning. Alas, if you weren't a student, I would have agreed. Claire took out the makeup box from the drawer, opened the small mirror and looked at herself, feeling a little proud. Shi-yun, are you going to see the science exhibition tomorrow? Shi-yun had just returned to the classroom when Gwen came over. Exhibition? Yes, the school organized an event to visit the public exhibition of nuclear tests tomorrow morning, but it's voluntary, so you don't have to go if you don't want to. Gwen is a girl who loves learning, so she is very interested in this exhibition. But she wants to go with Shi-yun more, which is like a date in her opinion, so she mustered up the courage to ask Shi-yun out. Exhibition. Okay. Shi-yun thought of the birth of Spider-Man. Peter was bitten by a radioactive spider when he was visiting a science exhibition on nuclear testing, so he had the spider's ability. Peter will definitely go to the exhibition tomorrow, so Shi-yun doesn't mind going to see it. Okay, see you at the entrance of the science exhibition tomorrow. Gwen happily returned to her seat. After school, Shi-yun went home. After eating and drinking and taking a bath, it was already 9 o'clock in the evening. Shi-yun sat on the sofa in the living room and turned on the prayer function to listen to whether there were any new trading partners. Please let me win the lottery, not much, 5 million will be fine. Please let me pass the exam. Woo woo woo, my cat, where are you? Help, God, please give me some money. I don't want to work. Shi Yun kept hearing scattered cries for help. He had nothing to do, so he picked a few and looked over. I found that many of them were female characters without abilities, or some supporting characters that Shi Yun didn't know. Shi Yun ignored their requests for help. Although the right to use the body is good, it doesn't mean you have to eat everything. Although he joked that he was a soft-hearted god and a kind-hearted god, his current abilities were limited and he couldn't help everyone. Shi Yun checked the last person who asked for help. Name: Tianjun Gabriel White. Possession: Horn of Destruction, Divine Step, Golden Arrows, Angel Halo, Body, Life. Optional transaction content: Horn of Destruction, Divine Step, Golden Arrows, Angel Halo, Body, Life. It turned out to be this useless angel. Shi Yun looked at Gabriel, who was lying in front of the laptop, playing games and muttering to herself. If you don't have money, go work. Who? Gabriel raised her head suddenly and looked around. As a result, whether she used her divine perception or checked her physical condition, she didn't find the source of the sound. And she was sure that it was definitely not an illusion. Want to trade? I can give you money. Can you give me money? Who are you? Angel? Devil? Gabriel sat cross-legged on the ground, folded his arms across his chest, and talked to Shi Yun. Well, you can treat me as a passing god who happened to hear your wish. How about it? Do you want to trade? God, say your name. You devil. I'm not a devil. Humph. Only devils would play this kind of trading trick. Don't try to fool me. Gabriel raised his head, with a proud look, as if he had seen through you. Forget it, since you don't want to continue saving the people who ask for help in the game, and don't want to use money to buy game props, then just pretend that I haven't been here. Gabriel looked at the computer screen, where someone was lying on the ground, constantly saying, "Save me, save me." Wait, what do you want to trade? Shi Yun thought about it. What to trade? The Horn of Destruction is definitely not an option. Gabriel would never give such a thing to anyone else. Shi Yun wanted her Angel Halo, but she didn't know if Gabriel agreed. I want your Angel Halo. Don't worry, trading is just copying, and your ability will not disappear. This will be stated in the trading conditions. Want to copy my Angel Halo? Gabriel scratched his chin, so the other party is definitely not a demon, then what could it be? I haven't heard that there are angels and gods in heaven who can trade. Could it be a new evil god? Hiss, do you want to trade with him? Maybe you can test the other party's information. Gabriel wanted to use herself as bait to lure the enemy in and observe whether this inexplicably appearing god is dangerous. Okay, I agree to the trade. Ding, innocent Gabriel White initiated a trade application. Trading content 1 million yen. Agree, agree. Please select the transaction conditions. Copy Angel's aura. Ding, the transaction is completed. Transaction object Innocent Gabriel White. Transaction content 1 million yen. Transaction conditions Copy Angel's aura. Shi Yun opened the door of time and space and went to the world where Gabriel was. He did not go to Gabriel's side immediately, but found a bank outside, and then wore a hood, mask and other items, concealed his identity, and robbed 1 million yen. Because the currencies of each world are different in terms of currency and year, just like the money in the future will be regarded as counterfeit money when used in the past. Therefore, Shi Yun can only use this method to pay the money that can be used in Gabriel's world. Fortunately, he has a backpack space to store so much money, otherwise it would be difficult to take it away. After getting 1 million yen, Shi Yun opened the door of time and space again and appeared in Gabriel's house. Gabriel, you are. Gabriel turned back in confusion and looked at the strange person who suddenly appeared in her room. Why do you say strange? Because the other party looks like a criminal, like a robber. The god who is doing business with you. Oh, it's you, why don't you show your face? Are you not good looking? I almost forgot. Shi Yun took off his hat and mask, revealing his peerless face. You are really a god. Gabriel could feel the breath of the same heaven and gods from Shi Yun. Although the other party's breath was relatively weak, it was indeed a real god. Now, Gabriel felt a little relieved, at least this god was not an evil god. As for the transaction, Gabriel thought that the other party might be like her, accepting a certain task and completing his performance. Definitely, I didn't lie to you. Well, where is my money? Here you are. Shi-yun waved his hand and took out all the money stored in the backpack space, filling the entire room. Even Gabriel was buried in the pile of money. At this moment, Gabriel was extremely happy to smell the fragrance of the coins. And tomorrow, Gabriel was very sad after seeing the news that a bank was robbed. In the end, out of Angel's kindness and responsibility, Gabriel transferred the money he had just received back with his ability. And because he filled money and played games as soon as he got the money, Gabriel owed the bank 100,000 yen and had to work to pay off the debt. At that moment, Gabriel was in tears and full of anger at Shi-yun who had deceived him. Shi-yun may not be an evil god, but he is also a good god. Ding! The transaction is completed. Congratulations to the host, and you get Angel Halo. Angel Halo Light, Purification, Healing, Affinity, Angel Wings. Well, the transaction is completed, I'll leave first. Shi-yun waved goodbye. After returning home, Shi-yun pulled Gabriel into the chat group. Kanae Butterfly, welcome newcomers. Gabriel White, Innocent, Trading and After Sales Group. Have you all traded with Shi-yun? Kanae Butterfly, yes. Nami, hello. Nokigo, hello. Gabriel White, Innocent, it seems that your performance is a bit slow, and there are only so many people. Kanae Butterfly, performance. What do you mean? Group leader Shi-yun, let me introduce you, Gabriel, the angel of heaven. In addition, I am not doing performance, and Kanae, Nami, Nokigo, and you are all from different worlds. Kanae Butterfly, angel. The angel in mythology. Nami, is it the kind that eats the devil fruit? Nokigo, screen peeking. Gabriel White, Innocent, actually from different worlds. Your divine aura is not very strong, but your ability is very powerful. Group leader Shi-yun, not bad, not bad. If you have clients, you can recommend them to me. As long as the task is not too special or difficult to complete, you can trade with me. No cheating. Innocent Gabriel White, okay. Group leader Shi-yun, I'm also offline, goodbye everyone. At 8:30 the next morning, Shi-yun arrived at the entrance of the science exhibition on time and saw Gwen. Today, Gwen wore a white shirt on the upper body, a gray zipper sweater on the outside, a pair of denim shorts on the lower body, black tights on her long legs, and a pair of sneakers on her feet. The whole person looked full of youthfulness, giving Shi-yun a feeling of a girl next door who had just grown up. Looking at all the girls on campus, Shi-yun still only likes Gwen, who is delicate but not coquettish, well-behaved and cute. As for those other girls who are very unrestrained and have intentions towards him, Shi-yun said that it was just a physical need, not true love. At 9 o'clock, the team was assembled. Sure enough, those who can come to visit the science exhibition today are people who like to read and have good academic performance on weekdays, such as Gwen and Peter. There are also some girls who came to join in the fun after hearing that Shi-yun would come to see the exhibition. They dressed up beautifully today and were very attentive. As a result, they saw Shi-yun talking to Gwen as soon as she came, and they couldn't even get in the conversation. So Shi-yun likes this style. Good at studying. She's pure, but Gwen is really good looking. What should we do then? Don't put on so much makeup next time, and don't wear too revealing clothes. Okay. The students, led by the teacher, entered the exhibition hall and began to visit. Shi-yun and Gwen walked together, listening to the introduction of the tour guide in front of them while talking in a low voice. Gwen was so excited that she looked up at Shi-yun from time to time, completely forgetting that the purpose of coming here today was to study. Gwen experienced the feeling of dating and falling in love, and was extremely happy. She wondered when she should confess to Shi-yun, and how Shi-yun would not feel abrupt. At this time, the group followed the teacher into a laboratory to visit various experimental data and processes. The students listened carefully to the teacher's explanation and took notes. Gwen also put away all the charming thoughts in her heart and listened carefully. Suddenly, Gwen felt a pain on the back of her neck. Ah, what? Gwen muttered softly. What's wrong? Shi-yun heard it. It seems that something bit the back of my neck. Let me see. Shi-yun pushed aside the golden hair near Gwen's neck, and indeed saw a red dot on her smooth skin. Shi-yun frowned slightly, lowered his head and looked at the ground, and then found a dead spider at Gwen's feet. Shi-yun was speechless for a while. Since he entered the science exhibition hall, he has been paying attention to Peter, looking forward to him being bitten by a spider and witnessing the miracle. As a result, the person who was bitten was Gwen. Good guy, it turned out to be a ghost spider. Shi-yun. It's okay, it should be a mosquito bite, nothing serious. Oh, thank you, Gwen smiled and thanked. The science exhibition ended at noon. Shi-yun invited Gwen to have lunch together and then personally sent her back. Gwen silently accepted Shi-yun's escort, and their relationship became closer. After Gwen returned home, she began to feel uncomfortable and had a slight fever on her forehead. She thought she might have caught a cold, so she went back to her room to sleep and rest. All afternoon, Gwen was half asleep and half awake, her body was hot and cold, and she was constantly undergoing body transformation under the influence of spider genes without knowing it. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Shi-yun came to attend Maggie's birthday party according to the address she sent. According to her parents' situation, her father has not returned to youth due to the guidance of some god. Shi-yun thought about it and it was right. Maggie had not met Stan yet, so how could the plot have reached the beginning? When Shi-yun arrived, many students had come to Maggie's house. They were all in groups of 3 or 2, either watching movies or playing games together on the sofa, or playing billiards, or dancing in pairs, and some were eating. Maggie's parents left early for the party tonight, leaving the space for Maggie and her friends. Maggie and her friends warmly welcomed Shi-yun and introduced their classmates and good friends to him. Maggie, here's your gift, happy birthday. Thank you. Maggie happily took it and hugged Shi-yun excitedly, making other girls envious. Soon, at 7 o'clock in the evening, the cake was cut and everyone started the formal birthday party. Singing, drinking, dancing, extremely lively. Finally, Maggie quietly pulled Shi-yun up to the second floor. What's wrong? Today is my birthday, and I only made one wish. Maggie leaned her not-so-high mountain against Shi-yun's chest and looked up at him. What wish? This. Maggie took out a small thing. Shi-yun reached out to take it and saw that it was a bag of small umbrellas. I can only say that it is worthy of America, not only very free, but also very bold. Let me fulfill my wish, please. Maggie whispered softly in Shi-yun's ear, kissed his cheek, and then squatted down. Shi-yun could hardly tell whether it was his birthday or Maggie's birthday. Shi-yun has a new girlfriend. After he left Maggie's house, the news quickly became popular in the campus forum. The girls were jealous of Maggie, and they took advantage of her birthday to take advantage of her. Maggie not only did not hide the fact that she had her first time, but was also very proud of it. Look, I got the handsome guy you wanted to pursue first, are you angry? This is probably what Maggie thinks. Her good friends sent her text messages on their mobile phones, asking her how Shi-yun is. Maggie replied, big, long, very gentle. Shi-yun didn't know their situation. The next day, Sunday, he was at home and had nothing to do. He continued to look for trading partners, wanting to quickly earn experience points to improve his strength. He is only level 1 now, and he is still too weak whether in the Marvel world or the Gabriel world he just traded not long ago. At the very least, he has to reach the 4th level surface level or the 5th level planet level before he can feel safe. Shi-yun opened the function Pray to find a suitable partner. Go quickly. If only an A-class hero came now. If this continues, this town will be finished. A-class hero. A hero anime. Who is it? Shi-yun looked over. Soon, he saw a picture. In a city made of reinforced concrete and lined with tall buildings, a super huge amounts of insect-like monster stood in it. Its height was almost the same as the tall buildings next to it, and the area occupied by its body spanned several streets. Especially the 3 pairs of long legs under it, the leg joints were thick and developed, and the hardness seemed indestructible. When walking, a few clicks would easily make a hole in the concrete ground. Opposite this super huge amounts of insect, there was a woman attacking it, trying to stop the insect from moving forward. Shi-yun recognized the other party. She was Fubuki, the number 1 B-class hero, and this world was the monster world of One Punch Superman Saitama. Hell's Fubuki, she wore a green long dress, which highlighted her slim waist, big breasts, curvy curves, and graceful figure full of mature charm. She wore a white fluffy coat behind her and a string of white pearls on her chest. She was completely different from her sister, the Trembling Tornado. The elder sister was a little sister-loving Lolita, while the younger sister was a mature and charming lady. At the moment, Fubuki once again activated her super ability, and she uttered a light sigh, Nirvana Hell Storm. The gravel on the ground caused by the destruction of the insect monsters was swept into the swirling storm and attacked the insects. The gravel rotated at high speed in the tornado, turning into a sharp and heavy attack. If it hit a human, the skin would be torn apart at the least, and the bones would be broken at the worst, and the person would die on the spot. However, this powerful attack was not enough for the monster, and it could not even penetrate the hard shell of the insect. Instead, it angered it, and its body shook, its wings spread, and it easily destroyed the nearby high-rise buildings. At the same time, it opened its mouth and screamed, emitting waves of harsh sound waves, causing countless glass of high-rise buildings, cars, etc. to explode. And all the people who escaped, including the heroes Fubuki, had splitting headaches, pierced eardrums, bleeding, and deafness. Fubuki fell to the ground, and her eyes went black. She only now understood that this monster's level was above the tiger, and it was a ghost-level disaster that could only be dealt with by A-level strength. Just bring any A-level hero, please, Fubuki murmured while looking at the sky. Do you need help? I can help you solve it, you just need to make a deal with me. What deal? Your super ability. Will it disappear after the deal? Number. Can you save my team members? Yes. Okay, I'll trade. Name, Hell's Blizzard. Possessions, Psychokinesis. Body, Life. Optional trade contents, Psychokinesis. Body, Life. Ding. Hell's Blizzard has initiated a trade request. Trade contents, kill the demon-level monsters and save the Blizzard group. Do you agree? Shi-yun. Agree. Please select the trade conditions. Shi-yun. Psychokinesis. Ding. The trade is complete. Trade object, Hell's Blizzard. Trade contents, kill the demon-level monsters and save the Blizzard group. Trade conditions, Psychokinesis. System, set the time flow rate ratio to 1:10. 1 hour in the Marvel world, 10 hours in the monster world. The reason why I want to set it this way is that I want to stay in the monster world for a while longer. If a high-level monster appears again, Shi-yun can earn more points. Yes, host, the time flow rate has been set successfully. Okay, let's go. Shi-yun activated the power of the space-time gate and disappeared. Fubuki was confused and lay on the ground with half-open eyes. Suddenly, a black shadow appeared in front of her eyes, and she also felt a warm palm pressing on her forehead. A burst of heat started from the head and spread to the whole body. Fubuki's spirit recovered, and she had a clear perception that the buzzing deafness in her ears was cured, and her head and body no longer hurt. She opened her eyes and saw a good-looking face above her head. Hello, Fubuki from Hell. You are the person who just made a deal with you. I'm here to complete the deal. It's you. Fubuki stood up immediately. You cured me. Yes. Fubuki was a little anxious. Then can you help heal my team members? Yes, as long as it is within the scope of the transaction. Shi-yun activated the healing power of the angel aura obtained from Gabriel and healed the 3 members of Fubuki's team. Team leader, let's go. Yes, we must contact the Hero Association immediately and ask them to send A-level heroes. This is not the level of monsters we can deal with. The 3 team members thanked Shi-yun for the treatment first, and immediately persuaded the team leader Fubuki to leave with her. Fubuki ignored the 3 of them, but looked at Shi-yun. You said that you can deal with this monster. Shi-yun smiled. Definitely, leave it to me, he said, and walked towards the super huge amounts of monsters. The level of this insect monster is ghost level. Shi-yun has seen it in the extra chapter of One Punch Man, so he also knows its name, 170,000-year cicada larva. Shi-yun looked at the huge amounts of body of the bug monster, and with a thought, she activated the power of the angel halo, angel wings. Instantly, a pair of white angel wings like Gabriel appeared behind Shi-yun, and at the same time, a golden angel halo appeared above Shi-yun's head. Shi-yun tried to flap his wings, and after mastering the strength, he flapped hard and quickly appeared in the sky. Team leader, he is Angel. Oh my god, I can actually see Angel in my lifetime. No wonder he has the ability to heal. The 3 team members were excited, as if they had seen the idols they had been fans of for a long time. Fubuki didn't say anything. She was wondering what abilities this person who suddenly wanted to trade with her had, and whether all wishes could be fulfilled. If that was the case, could she trade with him and let him help her become an A-class hero, an S-class hero, or even surpass her sister, the trembling tornado who was the second S-class? Shi Yun came to the top of the bug monster, and the power in his hand gathered and condensed into a sword. Just as he was about to take action, he suddenly remembered the chat group. System, help me start a live broadcast. Ding, group owner Shi Yun started the group live broadcast. Kanae Butterfly, the group owner started a live broadcast again. Who is he trading with this time? Kanae Butterfly, wait, what is this? Such a big monster. Nami, hiss. Big bug. No Higo, is this world so dangerous? Innocent Gabriel White, my angel halo. You liar. Give my angel halo back. Gabriel was in school. During the break, she heard her classmates discussing a shocking robbery. At first, she lay on the desk and didn't care until they started to describe the image of the robber, and sat up directly. According to the surveillance video, the robber was wearing a black hat and a white mask, wrapped himself tightly, and wearing a gray casual jacket. He was about 1.78 meters tall. And more, he used something to cut open the door of the bank safe, which was more than 10 centimeters thick. He took away a full $1,000,000 after entering. And then he disappeared. Hat, mask, 1,000,000 yen. Gabriel's eyes widened gradually. The money he gave me couldn't be robbed. Just at this time, Shi Yun started the live broadcast, and Gabriel couldn't help but ask immediately. Group leader Shi Yun, how can I be a liar? I really completed the transaction, okay. Shi Yun replied, and then used flower breathing forth form red flower clothes in the air. Shi Yun's body turned into a burst of petals and disappeared suddenly in the air. When he appeared again, he was already above the back of the insect monster. Wherever he passed, one could clearly see the slash marks formed by petals, like a long ribbon passing through the air, passing through the 3 pairs of iron-hard long legs of the insect monster, cutting them off one by one. Roar! The insect monster lost the support of its long legs, and its entire abdomen slammed heavily on the ground, making a painful roar. Member A of the Blizzard Group, so powerful. Member B of the Blizzard Group, gurgle. Member C of the Blizzard Group, this is the power of Angel. Chat group, Kanae Kocho, every time I see the group leader use my breathing method, I am surprised. It feels like it is not the same move at all. Nami, Master Shi Yun is so amazing. Nokigo, so strong. Innocent Gabriel White, humph. Liar. Group leader Shi Yun, how about this? I will compensate you with something else, how about a game? Innocent Gabriel White, what game? Group leader Shi Yun, I'll show you later, I'm busy first. Shi Yun saw the insect monster flapping its wings and trying to fly away, and its body disappeared again, and used the indestructible divine sword to cut off its wings. Afterwards, it flew to the top of the insect monster's head, covered the surface of the divine sword with a layer of annihilation energy, and slashed down at the insect monster below. The sword body of the divine sword turned into a white sword energy that reached 100 meters, passing through the insect monster's body, completely cutting it in half from the center. The body of the insect monster, which was stained with annihilation energy, began to dissipate. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing the demon-level insect monster, 170,000-year-old cicada larva, and gaining experience points, 5,000. Ding! The transaction is completed. Congratulations to the host. You have obtained psychokinesis. Shi Yun returned to the ground and landed in front of Fubuki. The transaction is completed. Yes, thank you, I don't know what to call you yet. My name is Shi Yun. You are not a hero registered by the Hero Association, right? According to your performance just now, you may even become an S-class hero. Fubuki looked at Shi Yun with some envy. Some people are born with good abilities and can become A-class or even S-class heroes with just a little training. Unlike her, she obviously has the same super ability as her sister, but her sister is the second S-class, while she is only a B-class. If Shi Yun has the strength of B-class, she will definitely pull Shi Yun into the Fubuki group, but unfortunately, Shi Yun is not. Member A of the Blizzard Group, Mr. Shi Yun, if you don't know how to register, we can help you. Member B of the Blizzard Group, that's right. Mr. Shi Yun, you have such strong strength. If you don't become a hero and act alone, it would be a loss. The welfare of our association is still good. Member C of the Blizzard Group. Excuse me, Mr. Shiyun, is he really an angel? Is there a heaven in this world? Is there a God? Shiyun smiled. Thank you for your kindness. I don't have any plans to join the association for the time being. As for whether there is a God or a heaven in this world, I don't know. Okay, don't ask so many questions. You should contact the association quickly, report this matter, and ask them to send someone to deal with the scene. Blizzard arranged for the three of them to do things. It was purely an accident that they encountered this demon-level insect monster today. Blizzard was originally here to deal with the wolf-tiger level monsters within their strength range. As a result, on the way back from the mission, they encountered such a big guy crawling out from the underground of the city and were forced to fight with it. Therefore, no A-level or S-level heroes came at this time. But, at the moment, a C-level hero came. That's right, it's our teacher Saitama. I'm a step late. My mission. A man wearing a white cape, a very tacky yellow Superman suit, and a shiny head ran over. When he came over, he was very depressed to see the empty street with only mess on the ground. Who is he? Fubuki didn't know Saitama, who was only C-level at the moment. When she knew Saitama, it was because Saitama became a B-level hero, and because Saitama didn't go to Fubuki, the first hero of B-level, to pay his respects. Fubuki took the initiative to find him. Finally, after witnessing Saitama's strength in fighting with Nick, she changed her mind about Saitama and set up her base in Saitama's home. Boom! A fire came from the sky and landed steadily on the ground. The person who came was Genos, the devil cyborg who took the exam with Saitama and joined the Hero Association together and became an S-level hero directly. Fubuki was shocked. S-class hero. Teacher, why are you here? As soon as Genos arrived, he scanned the whole place and instantly found Saitama, who was particularly conspicuous. Hey, Genos, I'm here to do a mission. Before, Genos told him that C-class heroes have a basic workload and have to report their activities once a week. If they are not completed, they will be removed from the hero list. Therefore, Saitama had to run around outside, looking for cases and solving monsters. Coincidentally, when he was wandering around the streets of the neighboring Z city looking for cases, he saw a display screen hanging outside the building, which was playing news about the appearance of insect monsters. Saitama was delighted when he saw it. This was the case he wanted. Therefore, he rushed all the way from Z city to this side. As a result, what he didn't expect was that the monster was solved. By the way, Genos, are you here to deal with that big bug? Yes, the association received a call for help, and I happened to be at the headquarters. I was also quite mobile, so I took on the task. Fortunately, the teacher was there and solved the monster before I arrived. Ah, it wasn't me who solved it. Saitama scratched his head. Fubuki couldn't listen any longer and quickly said, Cyborg. This demon-level bug monster was solved by Mr. Shiyun. Genos turned his head and said, Are you B-level Fubuki? Mr. Shiyun. That's him. Hello, Mr. Shiyun, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Genos apologized quickly. After all, claiming credit for others' achievements is very annoying. It's okay, I don't mind. Shiyun shook his head. That's amazing, Saitama praised. Genos, heart moved. Mr. Shiyun didn't seem to be a hero registered in the Hero Association, but he could deal with a ghost-level monster alone. His strength was at least in the top 5 of A-level, and he might even have S-level strength. Mr. Shiyun, do you have any idea of joining the Hero Association? We need heroes like you. Sorry, I don't have this plan for the time being. That's a pity. Blizzard, I have to go first. Shiyun plans to go somewhere else to see if he can meet other monsters. Whether it's the lowest wolf level or tiger level, he doesn't mind. At most, a little bit will add up to a lot. Mr. Shiyun, where are you going? Do you want to take my car? I can give you a ride. Fubuki still has something to ask. Well, okay, let's go to City Z. No problem, it's on the way. Fubuki happily took Saitama to her parking spot, but when she looked, she saw that all the windows were shattered by the bug monster. I'm sorry, Mr. Shiyun. Fubuki looked regretful. It's okay, Tell me which direction City Z is. Over there. Fubuki pointed to the east, which was the direction where Genos just flew over. Okay, do you want to go with me? Shi-yun asked before leaving. Can you take me with you? Fubuki looked at Shi-yun expectantly. Okay. Shi-yun stepped forward, stretched out his right hand to hold Fubuki's small waist, activated the psychokinesis he had just obtained, and flew directly to City Z. Psychokinesis doesn't work well on Fubuki, not as well as Tornado, but on Shi-yun, it can easily achieve long-term flight and move heavy objects. Seeing this, Fubuki's desire to become stronger became stronger. Genos, let's go back to. Yes, teacher. ... Trading after sales chat group. Group leader Shi-yun. Okay, I'm going to turn off the live broadcast. Butterfly Kanae, are you going to do something bad again? Kanae's words made Nami and Nokiko blush. It seems that in this group, only the two of them have traded with Shi-yun using body use rights. Innocent Gabriel White, what bad things? And remember my game. Group leader Shi-yun, how did you become bad, little butterfly? Am I that kind of person? Butterfly Kanae, little butterfly. Offline, Kanae looked at this name and felt shy. This Shi-yun, sure enough, he is a bad guy. Not only does he like Ceci's things, but he also teases her. In short, Shi-yun turned off the live broadcast first, and then arrived in City Z. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.